So hello everybody, Joe Kokoza here. I'm speaking with Carl Shreves at Patty. Hey Carl, how you doing? How's things in California?
Oh, they're great. Sunny day. We had rain last night, but it's nice and typical Southern California weather today.
And it's cold and miserable in New York. But today we're going to talk about an event happening in May of 2012, and that's Rebreather Forum 3. What is your title exactly at Patty?
I'm the technical development executive, and I work in our product development division.
Okay, and what does that actually mean?
We're the wing of Patty that works on the development of new programs, courses, and the support material. Technical development is the wing of Patty that does product development. So I work on course design. I'm one of the writers, photographers, and I work on some of the video production, some of the online production, and those kinds of things.
Well, let's talk on the tech side how this relates to rebreathers and your work that you've been doing with RISA, and I mean Patty, with RISA and developing the different standards for rebreather training, and particularly the T and the R training.
RISA is developing their own standards, and as they should be. That's appropriate. They're manufacturers. We're not. We do have an interest, however, in seeing what they do. So we certainly encourage the development of RISA, and we're there as affiliates. So we advise them on what doesn't work instructionally, and they tell us what doesn't work technically.
So explain Patty's philosophy towards education and how does that translate to rebreather training?
Well, that's a good point. Really, we've always seen a big division between, or distinct division, probably a better word, between recreational diving and technical diving. And in the last couple of years, we've seen the rise of rebreathers that are clearly designed for and appropriate for recreational rather than technical divers. They're for no-stop diving. They're for 30 meters and shallower, fully automated, and they're appropriate to a response where you get the little blinking light, you go up. That's really all you need to know.
Flip one switch.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
The bailout valve, which is a lever or something you turn, puts you on open circuit, and you head up. And obviously, there's more to it than that. But compared to the tech diver who can't always go straight up, the tech diver's in a cave or has decompression, so that diver needs a different level of training. And also a different kind of technology that allows manual control of the unit. So the division has been into what's called the Type R unit, R for recreational, and those are rigs appropriate for people who just want to do pleasure, no-stop diving. And that's what the Patty Rebreather and Advanced Rebreather Diver courses are for. The Type T unit, or technical unit, are rigs appropriate for people who want to get into technical diving with a fully closed rebreather. And that's what the Tech 40 CCR diver, Tech 60 CCR diver, and Tech 100 CCR diver courses are about. Interesting point is Tech 40 CCR diver is an entry-level program on two counts. It's a beginning technical diving program and a beginning CCR diving program because more and more people are moving into technical diving straight from open circuit recreational diving. They're going straight into rebreather diving.
Okay, so you kind of have sort of parallel tracks. You have Tech 40 in open circuit, but you also have Tech 40 for the CCR.
Yeah, Tech 40 CCR, and certainly what the divers do differs in a few ways. An interesting parallel is if you take a Patty Advanced Rebreather diver and a Patty Tech 40 CCR diver, they both dive in essentially the same envelope, down to 30 to 40 meters, primarily no-stop diving. On the Patty Rebreather Advanced Rebreather side, it's all no-stop diving. Tech 40 CCR diver, it's very limited decompression diving. That diver is really learning how to operate a Type T rebreather. Where the difference comes in, let's say they're both swimming along at, say, 60 feet. And just by coincidence, both immediately get an alarm in their heads-up display, and it's exactly the same problem. Your PADI rebreather diver, advanced rebreather diver, is going to flip the switch, bail out, and go straight up. Your PADI Tech 40 CCR diver is a tech diver. It's more likely going to bail out, consult his gauge, look at his secondary, determine what it is, and may elect to return to the loop, begin manual control, and manually operate the rebreather and swim back underwater, because that's what a tech diver might do. So the initial tech course is a very similar window to the recreational course, but it really is setting the stage for becoming a tech diver. Let me rephrase that, because he is a tech diver. Setting the stage for decompression diving with a technical rebreather is what I mean to say.
Well, one of the things about diving a rebreather is you can get dive profiles where you're in the no deco range, but if you're on open circuit, that would be a deco dive. So you're doing
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Like the Tech 40 CCR diver is qualified to do a single dive with a single decompression stop of up to 10 minutes. In open circuit, that's a pretty mild beginner tech decompression dive. On a rebreather, if you run up a 10-minute decompression, especially when you're not going deeper than 130 feet, that's a pretty major dive. You've been down there a while.
Okay, Carl, now let's talk a little bit about upcoming Rebreather Forum 3, which is going to be in May in Florida. It's been about 16 years since the last Rebreather Forum, and what is Rebreather Forum, and why is a diver who's either a rebreather diver or interested in breathers, why should they go?
Rebreather Forum 3.0 is a forum being organized and driven by PADI, Divers Alert Network, and the American Academy of Underwater Sciences. And its significance is that we have not had a forum like this, as you said, in 16 years. What we're doing here is bringing together basically all the top experts in the world on rebreather design, rebreather training, operations with rebreathers, from both the civilian and research side, but also some from the military. And the idea is to identify some of the issues that apply from engineering all the way to use, to the different user groups, identify what those issues are, identify solutions, and come to some consensus on how we should proceed as a community. This is really overdue. The last one was 16 years ago, but yet the proceedings for 2.0 are one of the most popular downloads from RubiconFoundation.org, and that was very much a landmark event, and so we're about to do another one. What's different with this one is the previous one was for the science and engineering crowd only. For the first time, we're trying to open it up to let the lay diver participate. And so there's several things the lay diver can do. First, the lay diver will have events on Friday, which are less part of the forum, more about having a chance to try the gear, to hear presentations from, really, those will run the spectrum. On the one hand, you'll have presentations that are very, very basic, if you don't know much about it, to the other side, which is real hardcore stuff from some of the manufacturers and so on. And that'll involve, like I said, also pool dives and so on. Then the Saturday and the Sunday will actually have workshops and speakers. This is a very moderated sessions. They follow the same patterns that are used in scientific workshops, followed by questions from moderators. There, the audience gets to actually see policy and consensus and decision and debate happening real time. So after the presentations and the discussions, then the floor commonly opens up for discussion, and there's the opportunity for the audience to make comment and to ask questions. And what's significant about that is by attending this, you not only get to see it happen, but you have some opportunity to have a say, to
Yeah.
participate.
Serious
And
rebreather diver, this is good information, plus the fact that you're being part of it and meeting the people who are actually on the cutting edge, the tip of the
right, and
spear.
that was the next point I was going to make. Obviously, a lot happens beyond the workshops themselves. So this is being done at the Creve Royale in Orlando, which is just a gorgeous hotel. The participants get a wonderful package price, and so by staying at the hotel as well as by being part of this event, you're interacting with these people on a day-to-day basis. On coffee breaks, there will be an exhibits floor. Meals, there's a couple banquets, and so on. So, as in most forms of business, some of the biggest decisions happen kind of on the fly, and then that comes into the forums. Typically, is brought up as a subject by those who've had those dialogues. So it's a very cool, interactive way to go. But the forum will conclude on Sunday, and then there will be a consensus on key issues drawn, and obviously there'll be a proceedings published as well. And it'll help set the direction for what we do as a community, probably for another 5 to 10 years. Hopefully not another 16.
I think things are moving faster now, especially with rebreathers cutting into the mainstream with recreational breathers. So, what's your next big trip, Carl? After we do this Skype thing here.
Well, it's funny you'd say that. The timing of the Rebreather Forum has been intentionally set up so that people coming from across the Atlantic, which is a large rebreather community in the UK and Europe, as you know, can go directly from there to Interspace in Grand Cayman. So that is my next big trip. So I'll go from Orlando, and from there I'll go to Interspace. For those who aren't familiar, Interspace is also a major rebreather event where you spend a week diving rebreathers in the Cayman Islands, and an entire resort basically set up and dedicated to rebreathers, which works really well. If I can do the advertising plug, by the way, for those who want more information
Yes.
on Rebreather Forum, we've told them about it. Well, how do you find out more? It's an unusual website. It's RF3, and the R. I don't know if you can see that, but
Yeah.
RF3
.30.
30.com. Yep. And it's pretty easy Google search at this point as well.
Okay, well, we'll have links on the show notes and in the YouTube page.
Absolutely, and there's links on at patty.com and dan.org as well.
Well, Carl, you seem very busy there in your office at Patty HQ. I'll let you get back to work. Thanks for this. We'll talk soon.
Sounds great. Great talking to you as always.